Hey there, everyone. It's Thursday, May 28th. Welcome to KPOZ, KPOZ, where we talk only about the good stuff. The whole reason for showing up every day is for us to learn something, to hear an inspiring story, and to be given a tidbit that we can ponder for the rest of the day. So what did I learn that I want to share with you today? Here it is. If you notice, the next time you go to a park or a town center where there's a statue of a horse with a soldier sitting on its back, this is the story with the statue. If the horse's two front legs are up in the air off the ground, that means that soldier died in battle. If only one of the legs is up in the air, that means that soldier died of injury sustained in battle. And if all four of the horse's legs are on the ground, that means that the soldier died of natural causes. So next time you see one of these statues, read the placard and confirm that what I'm telling you is in fact true. Thought that was interesting. I didn't know that before I read that yesterday. What's the inspiring story I want to share with you today? This is about a woman. Her name is Liz Murray, and she grew up in a family with a mom, a dad, and a sister, and her mom and dad were drug addicts. There wasn't a day that went by in the whole time that they were together as a family that she didn't witness her mom and dad shooting up to get high. And so because she didn't have a lot of guidance from her parents, although she reports that they were very loving to her, she didn't go to school. She skipped out. She was very truant as far as going to school. And when she was 15, her mother was put into hospice because she had HIV, AIDS. And at the same time, her father went to a homeless shelter. So that left Liz basically on the streets. She was homeless as well. She slept in subway cars and stairwells and park benches and hallways. She stole food, and she was basically doing what she could to survive as a homeless young girl in the streets of New York City. And throughout the day, because she wasn't going to school, she would try to go by and visit her mom at hospice. And when she was 16, her mom died. And at that point in time, Liz decided that she was going to be the one who changed the cycle of homelessness and addiction in her family, because her mother grew up in a homeless family with parents who were addicted as well. And she didn't want that for herself moving forward. So when most kids would be applying to go to college, Liz was knocking on the doors of high schools around New York to see if they would accept her to go to high school and finish high school. And she knocked on doors, and no one accepted her until one day she was in the Bronx, and there was an alternative school there for needy kids that said, yes, we'll take you in. And so she decided that she was going to take on as much schoolwork as she could because she had some time to make up. And so instead of 4 years, it took her only 2 years to get through high school. And she was then awarded the New York Times Scholarship for Needy Kids, and she was accepted to go to Harvard University. And she started at Harvard in 2000, went to school there until the school year started in 2003, where she left because she got news that her father was in ill health. And so she went back to New York and saw him through until his death in 2003. In 2006, and then she went back to Harvard in 2006 and graduated in 2009. She's written a book about this story. It's called Breaking Night. You can get that on Amazon. Go check it out. You can check out on YouTube the story called From Homeless to Harvard. Very inspiring story. She's 40 years old today. She's married. She has a little boy and a little girl, and she's a co-founder of a foundation who helps people in her situation get through some tough times. So very inspiring young woman. She talks about what she learned growing up homeless and what she learned about her parents. She said she came to the point where she decided she couldn't expect something from people if they didn't have it to give. And because of her parents' addiction, although they loved her very much, they didn't have all the other things that kids would need to get from their parents. Great story, very interesting story. Check it out when you have time. I'll put the information in the video notes today. And then what do I want to leave you with today? I want to leave you with this. I want you to live in the question throughout the day, what if? I talk about often in the classes that I teach that instead of having upstream thoughts and saying upstream things, start having downstream thoughts and downstream conversations with yourself. And what do I mean by that? How many times do you go to the edge of a river and you put your boat in the water and you face it upstream and you get in and you just paddle like hell upstream? What sense does that make? It doesn't. But if you think about, many of us go through life like that. So I'm encouraging you to go to the water's edge, put your boat in the water, face it downstream, get in the boat, put the oars in the boat with you, and let the water do the work. Let life be as simple as navigating through and around rocks and over waves. It doesn't have to be as difficult as we like to make it. So I say, fall in love with the possibility. What's possible? And in order to do that, it's important to ask yourself, what if? What if I did this? What if I said this? What if I learned this? What if I thought this positive thing instead of this upstream thing? So that's what I'm leaving you with today. Ask yourself often, what if? And until I see you tomorrow, you have a kick-ass day and take good care of yourselves. Bye-bye.